gentlemen, it's time for the 18th Aldeburgh Documentary Festival to commence. And it is my very great pleasure as Director of the weekend to welcome you here. Thank you and have a good evening.
And I live in Aldeburgh. My business is smoking fish on the beach. There is always something happening in Aldeburgh.
The cinema is very special, very beautiful indeed. Especially coming from London, those sort of places don't exist anymore in London.
We've been coming for years and years, and when the children were young they used to come, and it's just a super cinema, small, friendly.
Hello, my name is Bill Nye and I'm here at the Aldeburgh Documentary Film Festival and I feel good about that. Good evening.
My name is Eileen Herring-Woods and I've been working with the Aldeburgh Documentary Festival as a producer, working with Diana Quick.
I am Diana Quick and I'm the director of the Aldeburgh Documentary Weekend.
My name is Thomas Gerstenmeier. I'm Aldeburgh Cinema's general manager.
I'm Mark Isaacs and I'm here at the festival with a film called The Road, A Story of Life and Death.
I'm Leslie Woodhead and I've been making documentaries all my working life. I don't know how to do anything else.
My name is Julian Temple and I am a filmmaker when I get the chance to be.
My name is Nick Francis and I'm the director of When China Met Africa, which is screening at the Aldeburgh Documentary Film Festival.
Doing this lifetime session this afternoon was a great joy for me. It involved seeing a lot of films I haven't seen for a very long time. What an extraordinary ragbag of stuff. Who could make sense out of all of this? How on earth could you draw a line, a coherence even, of work between, you know, the Rolling Stones and the Srebrenica massacre? You know, what's this guy up to? And all I could say in my defense is they're all things that interested me. As a friend of mine, I remember saying in the 1980s, we can't overestimate how lucky we are. One day, God's going to tap us on the shoulder and say, okay, you're found out, I want it all back, now go get a real job. Which is a completely, you know, that's right, that's exactly.
Cinema is a deviant activity because you get strangers who willingly come into an auditorium and sit beside other strangers and be emotionally and intellectually influenced by reflected light. So one of the things that I think is really important about film festivals is the coming together of different sorts of people within an environment and how you share the experience and how the audience impacts on how you experience the film.
But I just love the idea of showing a film about Detroit in a small place like this. You know, I think it's just great to be able to show provocative pieces of work in areas like this where people need to be brought together because they're quite disparate. The way people live in the English countryside is like, so bringing them together and provoking them, and so they can talk about ideas that they have from seeing a film is great, you know.
I think the unique selling point about the Documentary Festival here in Aldeburgh is that it is informal. there's a great deal of interaction between our guest filmmakers and the audience, not only in the Q&As that we run in each session, but informally at the end of a session and over the whole weekend.
But I think some of the more interesting conversations you can have aren't necessarily in a fully blown industry environment, when it's more about the film as a product as opposed to the film as an experience. And I think here people are coming to have a film experience.
I think it's charming because it's a very small occasion. In fact, it's a very, very good crowd, but it's not over ambitious. It's not running hundreds of films that you can't get to see. It's very contained. Dana and the people who organise it are very, very charming and make it as friendly as you could possibly imagine. It's a very thoughtful audience as well, which is a pleasure. They obviously are interested in documentaries. They ask thoughtful and interested questions.
I don't think people should drag themselves to this small cinema in Aldeburgh. I think they should run all the way. I think they should put a spring in their step. I think they should bring a packed lunch. Maybe, well, you don't need it because there are many lovely cafes in the area and wine bars and pubs. I mean, Aldeburgh is famously one of the most beautiful seaside towns in England. It now has a documentary film festival. You know, get real.
So a couple of years ago I walked through Aldeburgh High Street by chance, and it was like a rainy Sunday. No one was around, but I walked past the cinema and they had a poster for a documentary they were screening that was being released that week, and I thought it's obviously, you know, a really interesting cinema where they've got a really balanced program between big movies and documentaries, and I thought, you know, one day it'd be great to show a film, documentary that I've made, and here I am back here a few years later doing exactly that. So it's kind of good to complete the circle.
The Aldeburgh Documentary Film Festival has been going for some years. It's recently been placed in the very clever and capable hands of Diana Quick, who for the last 2 or maybe 3 years has brought an enormous amount of energy and real hard work.
Because I'm ambitious for this festival, I'd love it to expand. I'd love to continue to involve emerging filmmakers and international filmmakers. And of course, funding those things is always difficult. One good thing that's come out of this experience is that I've been very touched and moved by those people who have come forward with an open checkbook and made contributions. And we've also, all of us, had to think quite strategically about the long term.
And I really think that documenting the documentary festival is a very, very important thing. To be able to take the experience from within the cinema outside to the world, because you can only have 250 people in the cinema, but you can reach millions and millions of people through the internet to be able to experience what our audience has experienced here. And that is something I think the festival has to consider.